Hey y'all, and welcome to Watch Cheryl Scrap for the regular monthly session. Today is April 1st, and it is 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And it's not April Fool's here. No fooling. I'm really scrapping. And today, I usually download all the BYOC things because I can't control myself and it just happens. But today I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get just Jaimee's Storyteller, which is enough. I mean, if you get all the pieces.
It totally is.
I'm going to mix those up. And part of that is because there was a piece of word art on the preview that I felt I needed to document it. So let me pull that piece of word art over here. On top of my photo, it says, "Throw pillows are the stuffed animals of grown women." And so I had taken this picture, and I think I had taken it because we were having a conversation in the forum about how many throw pillows do you have on your bed. So that's where this came from. So I'll zoom in a little bit, and you can see we used to have a queen size bed. So the headboard you see here is for a queen size bed, but we got the adjustable beds. So it's a split king. So it's essentially like the size of a California king. And I still love my dresser and other furniture. And I was like, I'll just kind of disguise that this headboard isn't wide enough. And so I have these pillows that are staggered. So the ones at the back here are just decorative. The ones with the black edging are actually our sleeping pillows. And then these two here, the little flaps over, those are decorative. And then of course, the two in the front. I think I have even taken more recent pictures, but I couldn't find it when I was looking for it. Right now there's 3 pillows on the bed. One of them has like a rhinestone strip on it, but this will get the point across anyway, and I'll have this documented.
I love it. So are you using Bliss, Poppy, both?
Both.
Okay.
And this is in the Sarcasm and Snippets is where that is from. And then because there's nothing blue in I'm not a fan of blue in my home, carpets or drapes or anything. I lean more towards the green, so I'm going to do a quick color change on.
I did not know that.
This one. You didn't know I didn't like blue that much?
That you don't like blue in decorating?
I don't like it overall, mostly. No. I like navy.
Okay.
But like this color blue,
that blue reminds me of like a baby blue.
Yeah.
And that I'm not super fond of, except in very, very, very small doses.
Yeah. So we did Daniel's bedroom. We did 2 walls, like a mint, and 2 walls blue. And that was okay because it was a nursery, it's a baby room. He's grown out of that now. But most of our house, it's neutrals and antiques. So with little pops of color here and there, but I'm looking around my room here and I'm like, do I have any blue in here? Oh, there's a tool on my cart that cuts washi and makes a little fantail. It's blue. It's like a Tiffany color.
See, my tape dispenser is blue, but it's like a bright Vegas sky blue, like that really boldish kind of blue.
Right.
And then I was actually looking around too, and I'm like, you know what? I actually don't have. I have a container that holds my stamps. That's again that more brighter dark, like bright sky blue.
All right.
Which I think is funny because people call that color blue sky blue, and that color blue is not really a sky blue to me.
Yeah, we get blue skies like that here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to grab the color from this label, and then I'm going to select the other label and go to image adjustments and hue and saturation, and then I'm just going to have it colorize it, and then I'm going to lighten it up. I think maybe a little bit. Okay. And I'll just delete that. And then I can add my, let's see if I just want to stick it there to kind of cover up book I was reading. Let's see.
I like how pretty it looks now that it's all together.
All right, and let's see. Okay,
It blends in beautifully.
I think I am going to make this just a little bit smaller. I still want it to be pretty big, but I kind of wanted that to maybe like that. All right. I had to move those controls for GoToMeeting out of the way. They were on my nerves. Okay, so I'm going to grab a couple of things from Bliss. This little tiny heart brad or enamel dot, whatever you want to call it.
Aww.
All right.
So how do you decide how heavy to shadow those kind of things, those flare enamel dot type things?
I usually go with the sequin scatters, but if it's a bigger badge or flare or something, then I'll add my flare. And sometimes I'll add the button. It usually is makes it just a little bit thicker. But she calls it a brad, so when you put brad through paper, it usually is pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get a lot of shadow. So that's why I chose that. That was the reasoning for that particular choice.
I always, when I get those flares and brads and stuff, I'm always like, how should I shadow this? Is it big? Is it far? Is it near? Is it thick?
I think I'm going to grab some paper from Bliss. That's a nice, happy neutral. It's
a very neutral page for you so far.
Right? We'll get some color on there in a minute.
Okay.
But I had to get something going on the back because I need no stress for Courtney tonight.
I'm just watching the chat.
No stress. I do not want you stressing about that. Okay, so I like this card too because this is like, it's pretty much always like that. So
because it's
7 days a week. Yeah. And then
do you make the bed and put all the pillows on every single morning?
Yes. Every once in a while, every once in a great while, Jay will do it.
I just don't know that I could put that many pillows on every day. I think I'd get annoyed. Like, put them on, take them off. Put them on, take them off.
It actually takes less time than you think. Like, it's like, I prefer, and some days I don't even make it up till the afternoon. But, and some days it doesn't get made up at all. My sister and I were talking about that. We're like, her job and then my health issues and stuff. It was just like, you get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I can't. I have to let that go.
Okay. So where do you put the pillows when they're not on the bed?
Well, over to this side, maybe I should open this up and see if I can show you a picture over there so I can show you where they're hiding. They get stacked up over on Jay's side
Mm.
And he does take off the pillows every night and stacks them up
Aw.
very nicely. But like I didn't make up the bed yesterday, and I don't think I made it up the day before. I'm trying to think. I did make it up today and I made it up Monday. Oh, I think it just depends. Okay. Here, this picture you will be able to see. Okay, so over here,
Hmm.
there's like this space between his nightstand and the wall, and
Okay.
they just stack right up there, and they're out of
So
the
you have
way. And
plenty of room once you stack them to the side.
oh yeah, yeah, they don't, because his nightstand actually comes out to about right here, because it's got the short piece here and then a longer piece with the drawer. So it kind
Oh.
of all fits in over there. I'm looking to see if I have another.
Does anybody else get fascinated watching other people's houses? Like some days I want to go and get my realtor certificate just so I can walk through other people's houses and see how they live and decorate and stuff. Because I think
Well,
it comes back to Halloween, Cheryl.
oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, when you were a kid, well, I don't know, but when I was a kid, sometimes people would have you step inside for just a second while they put the candy in your bucket
Oh
because
yeah, yeah.
number one, we were allowed to do that. And number two, it was usually freaking freezing because it was just like
Right.
Canada and cold, and we had snowsuits on underneath our freaking costume.
You're like, yeah.
So, when
Okay.
you're that cold, sometimes people just are like, oh, yeah, step in for a second out of the cold while I put candy in your bucket. So I used to get to see all of their fun little houses and,
Yeah.
it's like spying on people. And now
Okay.
I sound really
So
creepy.
like now, okay. Hmm.
I'll admit though, it's been one of the things I've really enjoyed about Zoom is being able to kind of see behind people and be like, how do you
Yeah.
decorate your house?
Okay. So when you come in the door to our bedroom, that's, the pillows would be up over there, and then this whole blanket, because I don't sleep with that gets over on his side of the bed, so half of it's laying on the floor. I should take a picture of it tomorrow morning and post it. Be like, this is what it normally looks like when I
But
don't
this
make up
is
the
all
bed.
pretty. I
Yeah,
like it
this
all
is all
pretty.
pretty. And then I don't think I took another angle of that. I think I already scrapped that. That's my sister's house. And
So for all the people watching, do you guys scrap photos of your house and like inside and decorations and stuff? Lisa does.
oh my gosh, I have to stop and tell y'all this story. Wait, no, nope. I'll have to come back because it's a different
Renee
year.
has. So I read a story and it kind of fascinated me and I had to laugh because it was a story, it was a while ago on a forum. Like, I mean, we're talking like 5, 7 years ago. And somebody was in a dispute with their insurance company because they had had some sort of damage, their homeowner's insurance. And
Right?
they were like, no, we're not going to pay that out. We don't believe you had that. And she pulled out her scrapbook to
Oh,
show them. Oh, yeah, let me show you what I had. Yeah, they paid.
I think
They're like,
that's fantastic.
oh, you have photographic evidence. Oh, and it's all
Oh
over the
boy.
place.
Okay. Some of this is like home organization.
I do that. I take pictures whenever we move too to remember where we are. I just don't know that I've scrapped very many of them, but I like that. You move every 3 years, so you make sure you remember.
Yeah.
So I take a picture of my son's room every year on his birthday.
Oh, that's smart.
And I put it with his little I haven't scrapped the last couple of years, but I have the photos to scrap and the interviews to go with them. So I put like his little interview and then a photo of him usually holding a number and then a picture of his room. And it's so fun to see like when he was first in his room and it's like the crib and then you had the toddler bed and then you had,
Right.
the real bed and how the toys have changed. Because if you look like 1 year to the next, it's kind of slow, but if you look at like 2 to 7, It's
Yeah,
super different.
lot.
And of course,
Okay.
we moved, so there's different moving places too, but just the stuff even.
So this picture, you can see his nightstand, how it, it's shorter at
Oh
the top
yeah,
and then longer. So, he puts books over there and stuff. And this
cool.
was when we still had the queen size bed. So the mattresses come to, way over here. And then this is actually pushed over a little bit more. So it's like almost in front of the mirror. And then there's this little nook, and that's where my little vanity is.
I
But
like it.
yeah, so um, I take a lot of pictures at my mom's too because she has the best. This is her summer house. This used to be our playhouse. So she has an art studio. You go in right there. But this is her little, it's just so happy. Everything she does is happy. That's her little fairy garden. You just, she
Well, and you never
has
know when
the
some of those things are
coolest.
going to change, especially with older relatives, you know.
Yeah, like I took pictures of my grandma's house, so I have those. I'm trying to see. Oh, here's, you can see now. This is the summer house.
That's cool.
You can see her studio in there. She's got a stainless steel table in the top. And then of course she has paintings out there. I'm like, Mom, you shouldn't hang paintings outside. But
Well,
she has them. And she's like, I did them. Oh, and I made this little thing. Because my grandma loved butterflies and pins, and so I made this little thing. It's on moss, so they
that's
all
cool.
like flutter down. And then y'all know I love to organize, so this is my happy thing that sits right by my computer. So it's just a old dresser, but I like how I have all the pins in there, all the colors,
They're
and
pretty.
then you have the adhesives drawer, and then all the cutting things, and then mostly pens and some color pencils and stuff, and then stamps and uh, inks and my watercolor stuff, which it's funny, I really need to change it because um, I haven't. I've moved some stuff around and I've added some stuff in. But yeah, I think I was taking these to show people how organized some stuff that there was art stuff everywhere. So this is our laundry room and there's just a bunch of art stuff up there
I like it.
where I have to keep it. So okay, I will get back to scrapping now. I get distracted. Like squirrel.
Renee and Donna both did their remodels, and Kayla said she's going to do some before and afters for their remodel. Is your remodel finally done, Kayla? I know you were still waiting on them to come back and finish a couple things.
Mhm.
I like the softness of this page so far. Like it's very neutrally.
Yeah, a little bit of pink, a little bit of green. So it's got the,
Yeah,
spring vibe.
it really does. Yay, they finished this week. That's awesome. So did anybody else get a nice April Fool weather today, or just me? I went grocery shopping today, and at noon, I walked out of the store and there was snow falling from the sky.
Mm.
It was 70 degrees 2 days ago and snow today. I mean,
You
obviously
weren't
it
the
didn't
only
stick or stay or hit the roads or anything, and it kind of melted, but still, there was snow falling from the sky.
Yeah, you're not the only one because it was 80 yesterday and it got down into the 40s.
Ooh. Yeah,
So
Donna said it was cold in Florida. I would have loved snow. That's true.
the, I mean, it just was blowing like mad, the wind.
Yeah. Ours
Oh,
wasn't that bad.
it's crazy.
Yeah, Renee, mine was just snow flurries. I mean, it wasn't anything, but it was still April 1st, and I was like, there is snow in the air.
What is happening?
What is happening? Where did this come from? Well, especially since we're supposed to be chilly tomorrow, but then we're supposed to be right back up to like 70 and 72 on Saturday and Sunday or something like that. And I'm like, what?
What is happening?
Oh, crazy weather. Ooh, Cheryl says her grandson came in at 6 p.m. and said it was hailing and snowing. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. That is crazy spring weather. Um, Most of the people that are here tonight do use Photoshop or Photoshop Elements. In the LilyPad forum, there's people who use other things too.
yeah.
Oh, that's right, Renee. I forgot. You are not on Photoshop.
Yeah, she's PSP.
I think it's PSP still.
I think I remember that right. Maybe.
So,
Oh,
oh, Cheryl, you're an artisan? I don't know. I did not realize that. Sorry. For some reason, I thought you had switched over. I know that we've had a lot of people, Donna, in the forum who have switched from artisan over to PSCC or even just PSC, Photoshop Elements, or just Creative Cloud. Oh, Lisa does both. Artisan. I don't know. If you put it out there and it's the word and it already has a way of being said, I think you just have to accept however people say.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
So, yeah, but there's a lot of people
there's
who
lots
have
of
switched.
tutorials. Yeah.
Oh, there's a
Lots
ton of tutorials too. Yep.
Yeah, because our members are super nice, and if we, show how to do something in Photoshop Elements or Photoshop Creative Cloud, then they will actually take the time to figure out how to do it and then share how to do it, which is, super nice.
Yeah, it is super nice. But I also know that we've had some people who got frustrated or tired or whatever and moved from artisan over to
Yeah.
Photoshop. So they have had tips and tricks for people, and they can tell you different things like, oh yeah, well, this is one of the things I did. I know Cheryl and I both did it when we switched from Photoshop Elements to Creative Cloud. It's not a huge change, but it was just enough of a change that it just became we had to force ourselves to switch and just not open up Elements, even though, I
just
still
had to
use
take
Elements
it off. I just had to take it off my computer.
Oh, I have it on my computer because I love Elements when it comes to GIFs. It's so much better and it's so much easier and faster than using full Photoshop, which cracks me up. You would think that would not be the case.
Right.
But
you wouldn't. You would think.
I'm natively Mac, so it would be better to learn. I am not Mac. I am Windows. Yeah. I struggle with Macs whenever I have to use one. I'm like, where's my right click button? What does this do? How do I do that? My dad, I don't think I've ever shared this story, Cheryl. My dad got an iMac from work, like a long time ago, back when they were those big color boxes.
Right.
I don't remember what they were called, but one of them, like his work had an extra one. And so he was like, well, let me see about buying it. He brought it home and he put it up and I looked at it and I said, what's that for? And he's like, it's to learn this. Well, we were using Windows at school, and Windows was the one that we had before the Mac, like just an old Windows computer. And I was like, this isn't happening.
We're not doing this, Dad.
Nope, we're not doing this. And so I think we tried it for 2 weeks and he turned around and he took it back and they gave it to somebody else. Like they sold it, but he took it back. He's like, nope, my kids won't use this. It wasn't just me, it was my brothers too. We were all like, nope.
We're not doing it.
Well, and to be fair, we had that whole problem of having to make a document and then make it transfer over to Word so you could turn it into your teacher or whatever.
Right.
Like back when it was still issues, but it was just funny. I just remember having that Mac and being like, nope, not touching it. So I've heard they're fabulous and amazing, and I am not mocking them at all. I promise. It's one of those things where I'm like, nope, I am just too old to learn how to use a Mac. Yeah, I know. That's a big thing is it can be easier to remember the program that you're used to, especially when you don't get a chance to scrap consistently. Sometimes too, it's just knowing why do you want to switch? Do you want to switch just because, or is it like if you have a reason for wanting to switch, that can make it better too, because you
Well,
can
like
remind
if there's a
yourself.
particular, like I wanted to move out of Elements to Creative Cloud because of how easy it was to do custom shadows, because
Hmm.
I was doing that in Elements and having to go through all these workarounds. And so I really like the one-click ability to do shadows. So
Yeah. See, for me, it was that and the pen tool, which cracks people up because they're like, "You use the pen tool?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
do you
And
really?
because I don't use so many different things. I'm like, "Yeah, I suck at blending modes. I suck at remembering to do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I use the pen tool." And they're like, "Wait, what?"
What?
So
Okay, let's
yeah, I never
see.
used Artisan. I tried out so many different scrapbook programs when I first tried to go digital. Like even those ones that you used to get in the like buy a printer and get this one for $20 or whatever. And yeah, none of them stuck with me. And then I finally got Elements, and so I've kind of stuck with Adobe since. Styles, yep. Being able to organize your style palette was a big thing for me to go to CC from Elements because I wanted to
Yeah.
do that.
Okay. Getting a little happy here.
And Renee, that's totally cool. If PSP is working for you, go for it.
Yeah, I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. If
Just,
there's like you said you're having a crash, well, Renee didn't say she's having a crashing issue, but Donna said she's having crashing issues. And I'm like, if you're having crashing issues, that would drive me nuts. And that would be enough to make me go, nope, I'm gonna try and switch because I don't have the patience for that.
right.
I was
Yeah.
stuck with one of my websites for school was updating, and it was one of those things where they're like, we're going to be down at 1 o'clock for 4 hours. And every time you clicked to a new thing, it was like, we're going to be down, and you had to clear it. And I was like, ain't nobody got time for this. So I ended up walking away from that assignment. I'm like, I can't do this tonight because I can't just keep
Yeah,
looking.
I
So
can't
yeah,
do it.
crashing would drive me insane. Like I have a very low patience point for that. But
Okay.
so I didn't use Storybook Creator by Creative Memories. I used something similar though by a different company. So I was looking once back in my history of different things that I tried out, and I was like, man, I tried a lot of digital. It's no wonder I had issues. I couldn't find one I liked, which is why
Okay.
I paper
Let's see
scrapped until 2013, which doesn't seem so long
here.
now, but it does seem long when so many people have been digi scrapping since like 2006, 7, 8. And I'm like, nope, I didn't start for a long time.
All right. Better save this.
Probably. Saving is good.
Saving is good. Good choices. It's good to make those choices.
Hmm.
Okay, I think I'm gonna take that off. It's distracting me.
I totally get
There.
that, Renee. For one of our classes, we had to do a video thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use Adobe Premiere Rush because I know how to use it rather than try and learn how to use these other 60 different program options you gave
Right.
us for one thing. I'm like, I'm just going to use the one I know. Let's just stick with the one I know. It's funny how we get really set in our programs, and then we get mad when they change.
Well, I did the recent update of Creative Cloud, and whenever I was drawing uh, custom shapes, it was automatically open in the properties panel every time.
Oh,
And then I finally saw the little tiny box that you could check, so it wouldn't do that. But
yeah.
it took me a few times before I actually saw that you could change it. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I feel that way every so often too. I'm like, why did it do this?
Okay, I think I'm gonna call this done.
All right.
I think.
I like it.
Just wanted to go back through. Ooh, I like these little clouds. Like you're sleeping, cloud nine.
Mm-hmm. Cloud Nine. I like that show.
Okay.
Sorry, Cloud Nine is from Superstore.
Oh, I don't know that.
They just had
No.
the ending this last week was the series finale. And it was a good finale, but oh my gosh, it is a funny show. It cracked me up so much. It's basically a bunch of people who work at a Walmart kind of store, right?
Right?
And it's just, yeah, it's kind of like The Office, only if it took place in, and so you have all these different people and you have the customers coming in and you're like, what the heck? But at the same time, it felt so real. Like, oh yeah, I would totally believe that some woman would sit her kid in the toy aisle and walk away for an hour.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So it was fun. It was a fun show. And it's just now when I hear Cloud Nine, I automatically associate it with Superstore.
With that
Renee
one.
has a restaurant in town named Cloud Nine. What do they serve? Because see, Cloud Nine to me would have to be a bakery.
A bakery.
Yeah, because you're going to be on Cloud Nine when you eat like chocolate and warm baked
Mm,
goods and all the
yep,
carbs.
yep, yep.
See, it'd have to
Yep.
be a bake or ice cream. I'll take ice cream. Yep, ice cream's
Yep.
a good
Ice
option.
cream. Ice cream's a
Hmm.
good option. Yep. Yep. I agree with that. Okay, I said I was finished and I told an untruth.
I never used
Just a
Picasa enough
couple
to know
more.
what a good trade-off would be, Renee. I've used Google Photos and I use Lightroom. I didn't really use Picasa much. It kept crashing when I tried to import my photos, so I never actually got very far with it. I love
Okay.
enamel dots.
Aren't they cute?
I think I have a set of her enamel dots too, just Jaimee, in like all these different colors. She retired it, but I still pull it out. I'm like,
You still
I
pull
need
it
to add
out.
a couple little enamel dots. I can
They
just
are the
imagine.
perfect piece to
Yeah.
add.
If I was still a paper scrapper, I would have like a drawer full of enamel dots in every color.
I have them for cards, making cards,
Mm.
because I've started doing that recently.
I think I'm going to start mailing cards. I do not promise to make them,
Right.
but I think I'm going to start mailing them. Because I kind of had decided, I'm like, you know what? Everybody should get Happy Mail.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I'm like, I'm going to have to start
Oh,
getting
good to
people's
get Happy Meal.
like names or addresses and stuff and just start randomly sending Happy Mail. Especially since I discovered the dollar store sells cards 2 for $1.
Yes, they do. And they have
They
some
do.
really cute ones.
They do. Oh my gosh, I bought my mother-in-law an Easter card. And it says that the Easter Bunny brings chocolate and Jesus turns water into wine. The best combo ever. And I'm like, it's not sacrilegious. It works. It's okay, especially since Easter and she's in Utah, so it's the big general conference for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a very big religious weekend where she's at. So I'm like, she needs this card.
She needs it. She needs it.
She needs it. Target does have really cute thank you cards. And they sell them in like packs of 25 or something. So you end up with like a ton. I'm still trying to wait. Renee, what kind of food does Cloud9 sell? I'm very curious now. I tried Googling it, and
I
apparently
still
there's a
want to
lot
know.
of restaurants. One of them is sushi.
Okay, I'm just going to throw some custom shadows on here really quick, just to give a little bit of dimension.
Huh. She says it's only open for lunch. They have breakfast, salad, sandwich, soups, wraps. That doesn't
You
sound
feel like
very Cloud Nine-ish to me.
you're like, they have misused this title.
They have misused it.
Like,
Oh my goodness. There's like a ton of Cloud9 restaurants.
interesting.
Yeah. I'm just like, huh, that's interesting.
Okay, throw a couple more shadows down
It should be an ice
here.
cream place. I'm down with that. Let's see. What was the one I was just looking at? There's one that's a sushi place. I don't like sushi, so that wouldn't be Cloud9 to me, but maybe it would be to somebody else.
Yeah, to somebody who likes sushi, it would be.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like Bliss.
There's a bistro in Aspen. Now, see, that kind of works because you're so high up in like, you guys can't see me moving my hand up from the ground elevation.
I do that sometimes too. I'm like,
you know, elevation. Let me show you what I mean.
I'll be pointing at my screen like y'all can see what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Can't be helped.
Yeah, so I mean that makes sense. Cloud9 in Aspen, where you're, you know, high elevation. I can do that one too. They also do catering. Maybe that would be good.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna call this done.
All right.
Yay.
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. Oh gosh. I told you about that Mario stupid
Yes,
joke.
you did. My kids loved it. Loved the joke.
What was it? What kind of overalls does Mario wear?
I don't know. What kind?
Denim, denim, denim. Denim, denim, denim. That's so stupid.
It is, but it's so fun.
Funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It shouldn't be, but it really is. You know, Kayla, that's true. Anytime she doesn't have to do the clicking, it puts her on Cloud9.
Oh yes, I'm with you on that one.
Thanks for the earworm. You're welcome.
You're so welcome. Now I will be doing it as well. I will be walking around the house and going denim, 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 denim. And then maybe Olivia will sing something that will distract me. And yeah.
That makes sense.
And okay, so I'm going to put my journaling, I think, right down here, by the way. That's where I'm going to put that. And I think that's going to be it. So I'm going to turn off the recording. So long, farewell.